up, bro?
Got nothing to prove. I'm in like the final hours. I'm about to win a ring. So I'm wrapping up the whole project. I don't need to do new tricks right now. I just need to execute, so.
Yes, sir. How you feeling, bro?
I feel good. A little hot.
What were you just doing before this?
We was at the Willy Chavarria show.
How was that? It was good?
Really good. All his shows are good. He's probably my top 3 favorite designers in the last 3 to 4 years, maybe 5 years, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy. Because he talks to the culture. It's fashion, but it's cultural, but it feels specifically, and I'm gonna use the word indigenous, but that's only in relationship to what he believes and where he's from and how he's tying it back to something that's specific to his childhood or his past or his people.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
Well, I'm glad to have you, bro. This is off script, a place where we have real conversations, not your traditional media or anything that you've seen before. And I'm happy to have you. And we've been having conversations and dinners, and some of the best dinners I've had. And I think the world definitely should hear what you should say. And I know you know that too. And I know you have that self-belief as well. So I appreciate you being here.
I appreciate you. Thanks for having me, brother. Thanks for putting the whole thing together. I know this is it's a whole thing. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of lights, there's a lot of cameras. I know this requires effort. So sure. I'm here with gratitude.
For sure, I appreciate that. Everyone knows you as an artist, but who were you if the artist part never existed?
I'm thinking about how to answer that. You're asking me who am I if the artist part didn't exist, or success of the artist part didn't exist?
No, not the success.
Just the artist part?
Just the artist part. Or who were you before you ever knew that part of you existed?
I was 12 when I decided this. I didn't even know who I was then. So this was me before I even knew who I was. This was part of my development. In my childhood and my maturation, becoming an adult was happening at the same time I was catering to my craft. Me and my art form grew up at the same time. I got better as a human when my art form got more developed. I don't know myself outside of what I create. I would find some other way to create. If it was, I would find something else to do with my thoughts other than communicate with people. I'd have to express myself some other way. So I don't know how to answer that question.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's an answer to that question. I'm happy that the answer to that question doesn't exist.
Yeah. I think you kind of exude confidence, and when we talk, we talked about confidence a lot. Where does your confidence come from?
I'm a New Yorker, so that's a lot of that just go without saying. There's a cultural standard for how New Yorkers move around the world. And I could see it, like when we run into another New Yorker, you're like, yeah, I know what you want. I could tell just by the way you said that word. I don't know where we get it from, but it's inherent to us. It's not like my mom was whispering in my ear when I was a kid, like, you're beautiful, you're gonna be beautiful. They're gonna believe in you. It didn't come from that, or my pops telling me I could be great. That's no nod to them. It just didn't come from that. It was just a high school thing, a junior high school thing, elementary school thing. It's like, you gotta live and die by your belief in yourself.
Paint me a picture of New York, like in terms of like moments that kind of made you from there specifically, that we would kind of be like, oh, this is why I'm like this, or
like hopping a train and getting on a bus at 7:45 a.m. to make it to zero period at 8:30, but getting fresh at 6:45, first day of high school or first day back in school. And you did all your shopping during the summer because your first day you knew you was gonna have to be fly. You got the America Cup Pradas on. You might have a new Pele Pele joint that I just scammed a girl for. Like, there's like a lot of that.
Is there anything, even not just coming from there, but something you had to unlearn to become the man you are now?
Yeah, I had lots of bad habits. That'd be a harder list to sort of navigate. because it was like lots of micro habits that I've had to unlearn to become successful because my training was off. Like you learn to be selfish coming from a place, you know, in these types of environments. And I grew to a place where I had to be more inviting, more welcoming, and more selfless, because the more I give, the more I would get back to give more. And I didn't know that at the time. Like there was a time my brothers, they were like, yo, you mad selfish. And they didn't know I never had anything. So I was just hoarding the little bit that I had. And the minute that I had more to give, I can give more. So they're like, oh, you get to know me better when my resources are greater. I don't know if I went somewhere else with the question, but
You can, listen, this is off script. You go wherever you feel, and you even talking about being selfish, like, or selfless. Do you think one or the other made you more successful?
I think you got to be really selfish to be successful. I think you have to believe in yourself in a cutthroat, super disciplined, hyper nuanced, the world type of energy, because you have to believe in it. When they gonna believe in you till it works. And until then, it's just you and your ego. Your ego is gonna pump you up and tell you to keep going, even when it's a bad idea, but you need that. Like those small lies that you tell yourself, but help you keep going.
Kind of lies.
So kind lies. Kind lies are really good. You lie long enough until it becomes your personal truth. You made it happen. I think you gotta be selfish to be successful. I don't think you have to, being a good human being requires you to be selfless, but success requires you to dig deep and pour into yourself more than you receive.
I agree with that. I feel like even as I've become successful, that there's still selfish parts of me that I can use in good ways. You don't always have to take like a bad quality and kind of use it and disrupt other people, or not harm other people, but kind of like you're doing your own thing and you don't care what happens, so you don't account for it, and you can kind of use it for good, use it to create, isolate. Sometimes you need to do that, and that's a form of selfishness in a way, you know. Is there anything about success that surprised you?
No.
No parts.
I've been prepping for it for so long, because I failed for so long. Like I missed for so long. I started at 12 and I didn't get any inclination that I was going in the right direction until I was 25. That's a lot of years to just be missing, floating in the wind, before you get like a small inclination that, oh, there's hope here. So I was mapping it out. What I was really good at, because I used to watch movies, I learned to speak well from watching movies, and I learned words in context. So I watched James Bond movies, and I'd be like, oh, what does that word mean? Dispassionate. And I wouldn't go research it, but I would listen to the movie more, and I would learn in the way it's contextualized, right? So I remember learning all of these things and putting together and assembling all of these behaviors and characteristics from a distance, because I'm good at puzzle piecing. Because I never had access to any of the rooms. I didn't have anybody who could introduce me to a place where I can get help. So I had to puzzle piece from the outside going, I think that's happening and that's happening and that's happening because of that. So it took all of that to get me to a place where I could find success. Does that make sense?
Do you think you were kind of looking for a break? Or was it more just like, I know, because when you're that young, you're so poised now. And when you're that young, it's hard to imagine a 12-year-old being that poised, knowing that, okay, my time is coming, without a moment of like, I needed to speed up, or can I catch a break or whatever, before success, exploded.
It was blind confidence at 12. At 12, you're naive. It's the best part of being naive. Yeah, I thought it would happen by 18. I was like, I'm not gonna graduate high school. I don't need it. I'm gonna be super rich, it's gonna be cool. Well, that didn't work. So I had to figure something else out. And then I started to put micro shot clocks on myself. I didn't believe in it at first, like putting shot clocks, but I had to be consistent or cognizant of the way other people looked at time. I tried not to adopt the way people looked at time for myself, but I wanted to understand how they were looking at time. So by the time I was 25, I was like, oh, they're looking at this like this. And it's gonna be useful to hit this mark before this age, because it's gonna be more challenging for me to communicate what I need to the world otherwise.
And we're gonna get to we're gonna get to so many things you've done and opportunities, but on your way to those things, were there opportunities that came your way that you maybe turned down because it didn't align with you? That you maybe you didn't want to turn it down, but you're saying like, I don't know.
Fortunately, no.
But you would have an idea now on what
Yeah.
I would be talking about.
Yeah, fortunately.
Should
no.
even, yeah.
Those, nothing strange ever came my way.
Mm-hmm.
And that wouldn't have been a difficult choice, but it was fortunate that I didn't have any type of misdealings and mishandlings in the world like that.
That is fortunate.
Yeah, I might have. Thank God.
Yeah,
I ain't gotta say the words.
because you don't have to speak it.
Yeah.
Speaking it just gives it power.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your biggest flex that no one knows about?
Internally, my biggest personal flex is paying my mom's house off. That was because I said I would do it, and I didn't even know that I was gonna do it when I said it. But I set out, like you set out to do something because my art is language, right? So I might say something before I even believe it. So I'm hearing it back going, I love that. That's a great idea, but I'd already said it by the time I realized it was a great idea. So pulling it off and it becoming real, it's like, oh, you ain't a liar.
Yeah.
You who you said you are. I think that's my biggest flex. I don't care whatever else I bought, whatever type of money I've had or have. None of that. That's cool, cute.
Yeah, it is. It's hard.
My mom lives in a house that she kicked me out of that I paid for. That's fire. That's a win for me. That's a big win. I was 21 or 20, and my mom kicked me out the crib because she thought I was getting money. Because I looked like this even when I had no money. So she was like, you're not breaking me off. She's Caribbean, we Guyanese. So she's like, you're not giving me none. I was making $7.25 an hour. And she thought it just looked like money. It just, it wore well on me. And she kicked me out the crib and I paid the house off. I think that's a win. That's a
I
flex.
speak for everybody. That is different. I promise you that's different. You should be very happy about that. Oh my God.
Very.
That's damn near a bar. Did you ever write about that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. I mean, I see you're always looking fly. You're fly right now.
Appreciate you.
What are some risks you've taken with your style?
I never felt like I took any risks.
Maybe it's not a risk to you, but
Maybe to somebody else. That's a better question for someone else, only because nothing I've ever done feels risky to me. This is just my ability to see the world, the way that the spectrum in which I see the entire world. Like some people live in a neighborhood, some people live in a city, some live in a town. I live in the world. That means I can see where all the rivers connect, where all the moats go into houses, where all the bridges connect to other homes. Like I get it. So one day I might be in this, the other day I might be in a crop top, the next day I'm in oversized hoodie and jeans and sneakers. It all makes sense to me. Yeah. I'm not wearing no skirts. So I know where my boundaries are, and that's just my personal boundaries. But outside of that, I'm just fly. It's a fly, tasteful thing. There's no risk for me in that.
yeah.
And if somebody don't see it, it's because they don't got taste.
Yeah. You know I see it. Because I don't, there's nothing I think is a risk. And I started early. I tried to start early so that when I knew I was going to grow into being like, oh, like I wore stuff that I felt like was a little more risky early before I even thought I was comfortable. Before I even thought about it, I would just put it on. And then once I wore it, it's like, well, you wore it now. The thought is gone because it's over. So I never even went there. And now it just became my style. And over time you find what you don't do and don't like. And you're right, now nothing's risky and it's risky for everybody else. And then somebody might say something to me. I'm like, I ain't wear it for you. I promise you I didn't wear it for you if you have something to say about it. Yeah, I wore it. Yeah, I'm out here with it. Like we're not in Ohio or whatever. Shout out Ohio, because I don't want to. I picked a random, but literally. And so what's in your closet right now?
Right now, a lot of this is in my closet. So I love a matching set. I'm heavy on nylon. I'm heavy on a tracksuit. Love tracksuits. I don't care who makes them. I love Willy tracksuits. I like Nike tracksuits. I Puma tracksuits, Adidas tracksuits, Y3. I like tracksuits. That's in my day-to-day. I remember when my day-to-day used to be Saint Laurent boots, leather pants, and silk shirts. Now it's tracksuits, but in a form, in variation like this,
Yeah,
like a powder blue.
it's hard. Do you think, we were talking the other day about fragrances, and with fragrance, like, you say you don't gatekeep.
I'm not gatekeeping.
Yeah,
anymore.
why is that?
Trying to be a better person.
Yeah, but you're cultured in it. Like you're not playing around.
No,
Like,
I'm very
so what is it
serious.
about it?
About fragrance or
Yeah.
gatekeeping?
Fragrance.
Fragrance is just another territory for taste.
Mm.
It's just like digging deeper for me.
Mhm.
Like getting beyond surface. I like all the nuanced, how would I put this in a language? I like niche, tasteful spaces. So fashion will always felt personal, and then fashion has become such an enormous cultural business, right?
Mhm.
Like everybody's out here now,
Everybody.
right? So it no longer feels like it can belong to me. So I have to keep finding places that are personal investigations for me,
Mhm.
so I could feel like I'm being myself as opposed to joining a community or a committee of people. I don't like that. And I'm naturally a loner, even though with people.
Mhm.
I want spaces that belong to me.
Mhm.
And I keep seeking them. I seek them in my music. I seek them in my fashion choices, my perfume choices, the places I live. I live in Puerto Rico. I'm looking for specificity, and I'm interested in being my own person. I would hate to live an entire life and find out that I've been following someone this whole time, or I'm just another version of something else I've seen. I don't
Mhm.
want that for myself.
Sheep.
That's not for me.
Mhm.
I really am interested in creating my entire life.
Mhm. That comes from in here too. Like, just know, like, well, you know this, but because you're seeking it out and you're seeking not to feel like that, I think you've already won by not feeling like that, because you know that everyone else ain't feeling like how I'm feeling, and you can see it. Like, they're, I can tell when you don't like what you have on. I can tell when you don't know what you have on. I can tell when you're not sure. Someone told you to do this. And credit to you. Like, it's not a knock on you as a person. It's just different experiences, and you don't know. And I feel like and we talk about taste, craft. On craft though, what is your favorite part about craft?
Discipline. It's my favorite part. The work, the shit you got to do when no one's watching, the investigation. That's my favorite part of anything craft related, is that you can't buy it.
Mm-hmm. Deposits.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you think your best music has come from discipline or emotion?
Pain.
Mm.
My best music has come from pain.
Mm.
When I find, because I'm a weirdo. I think that's okay. So I'm a weirdo. And when I learned to understand the world, like the way other people think, because I never fit into whatever the crowd was doing, I never naturally did it. So when I finally understood how other people thought, is when I got hurt like other people. And I was like, oh, my pain and their pain allow us to connect. Got it.
You think that also applied to like writing?
Everything.
Really?
I only got good at anything I've ever done when my pain synchronized with other people's pain. And I started to tell my story in a way that we both spoke the same language. Like, there was a girl that broke my heart 100 years ago. When I had just started being a songwriter, I used to come home. She would basically like live with me. I was living in Harlem at the time, and I would come back to the crib and she'd be in the crib with the rich cracker crumbs on her chest that I left her there with 10 hours ago, right? And I'd come back and I'd play her song and she'd be like, yo, do I have to listen to this? And I would sign back up for it, right? You can't feel bad for me, because I would still go back to her the next morning and ask, hear this new record. And I remember playing her a record that I wrote for Usher before I gave it to Usher, and she was like, it's okay. And then Usher did the same record, and she was like, oh, I really like this. Like, I hadn't just played it till a week ago. And that type of hurt and that type of confusion allowed me to understand the way that people get hurt. It was the most basic, fundamental, simple betrayal. And that stays with me to this day. it's ingrained and implemented in my songwriting. She made me a better songwriter. She don't even know. She hurt me into understanding the way that other people get hurt.
Say that again.
She hurt me into understanding the way that other people get hurt.
Damn. You know, it's making me feel bad. I'm gonna share one for you. Yeah.
About to.
I know. I mean, you've written for the greatest. You've seen a lot. And how were the Donda camps?
It was cool. Kanye's special.
100%.
Kanye is special.
100%.
He's definitely a role model for lots of creatives. I remember the first time he was like, yo, come to the studio. We went to the studio. We was in Calabasas. And we got to some building that looked like Microsoft had owned it in 1982. And it was still 1982. And we were like, what's going on here? And it was an office building, and we got in, and all of the rooms had been converted to studios, and he wasn't there yet. And it was me and Biggs. And we were like, what the are we doing here? This is but this is wicked.
Yeah.
I want to get out of here. Just because of what the setup was.
Yeah.
But that's what made sense to him at the time. And I understand that. Like, even when you go to fashion shows now, and somebody might have you in a basement with no paint on the walls and concrete floors and concrete ceilings, and it's dark and it smells like rust. And that was the backdrop to the collection.
Yeah.
And it's intentional and it makes sense. And it only makes sense when it all comes to completion phase. But while you going through it, I'm like, what am I doing in this office building? And I don't want to be here. I want it to feel cozy, comfortable with my toes out. I want pineapples. There's no pineapples here. But that was my first experience. I didn't go through all of the Donda camps, but every time he called to work, it was really, really cool.
Yeah.
We even went to Jamaica, me, him, and Buju. We were in Jamaica. We started working on the album together.
Really?
Yeah, which is really, really, that could be like a really big flex for me, but my mom's house is a bigger flex. Because I grew up listening to Buju. It's like, that's.
So it hit home.
What?
Yeah. That's insane.
And all of my brothers are Rastafarians. So this hit home multiple tiers.
Yeah. So you're doing stuff, it's crazy. You're doing stuff that just out of nowhere just hits home for you. Like, and you mentioned Jay, and you know, you're a New Yorker, so it's like that's hitting home. And I'm assuming, you know, brown skinned girl hits home because of all that even more. And talk to me about how, I mean, no one's getting no one's getting Beyonce and Blue Ivy on the same song. No one's in that world with them. And as a New Yorker, and as, you know, a million ways this isn't known. Talk to me about like how legendary that is.
It's an impossible full circle moment because it shouldn't happen. It's like being in Scarface. Like, you watch the movie growing up and you're like, man, this is my favorite movie. And then they reboot it and they put you in it. And you're like, how does this happen? I could have made all of the other dreams come true. I could not have predicted this. I couldn't script this. This is sentimental in ways that I could never express. Like, I damn near was in tears when Biggs gave this to me. It's heavy, it's sad. It's a heavy legacy to carry on. So I watched it and I'm no stranger to it. So I really understand what it means, the gravity of it, being from New York, brown skinned girl with Beyonce and Blue Ivy. Even that is its own feat, but this connecting all of the dots. And I tend to not remember any of these things when I wake up in the morning or when I go to sleep at night, because I'm going to sleep like a guy that's suffering, and I'm waking up in the morning like a guy that's desperate, because it's things that I want to do that I haven't done. And I don't remember any of these things, any of these small wins or these accolades or these full circle moments until I regroup and I gather, and it happens like once or twice a year. But other than that, I don't even be remembering any of this. So talking about it is like a miracle, remembering it took 20 years to put that together. Yeah.
I even saw, like, ironically, Jay has his doc coming out. And when you brought up pain, it made me think of that, because he said, like, you know, you don't need pain, but when it's there, you use it. And that just was so, you know, it just hit. it just hit and it speaks for itself. I know you know that, and I think that's just a legendary thing.
Pain resonates in a way that nothing else will. Peace and happiness aren't as ubiquitous as pain. Peace and happiness doesn't look the same on all of us. It has a different color, different shade. It cascades different. The shape is different. But somehow pain resonates and ricochets between all of us in a similar way, language exempt. Pain, when I write through pain, from pain, it is my best work. It is my greatest work. And that could also be because I haven't known peace long enough to write from it. I haven't known happiness in a true enough way to write from it. I know pain though. And writing from the purest version of it rather than the synthesized version of it, night and day. So you can write from the memory of it. It's way different than when you create from in the moment of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it'll hurt, but man.
It's therapy. It's personal therapy. Like I've never had a therapist. I think I did one therapy session one time. Me and my girl did a therapy session. I don't know how that went, but I've never had one, but it's music. Going through the music day after day, listening to the mantras of the things that I've survived and the things that I'm going through in real time. They're like personal cures.
Mm-hmm.
Like I get to cure myself, but I'm diving back into the cesspool in the morning to go through it again.
And it's for the fans.
Yeah. It's a sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
It's a personal sacrifice, a personal evolution. It's a gift. And it's a great recycling program.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hurt and I recycle it. And it gets to be something that gets donated to people who want to hear it.
Bear with me. Not a cult.
Yeah.
Camp Forever Ever is not a cult.
It's not a cult. When you get inside of his presence,
It's like
It's an idea based on a way that I live. It relates to a circle of people that belong to a thing that is not a cult. It is clothing. It is taste. It is fragrance. It is experience. It's a place that we belong that isn't a cult, but certainly acts like it.
Mm-hmm. So not a cult. And hold that chain up again. You're not a cult, but you're signed to Rock Nation. It's an interesting parallel. And I think Not a Cult is fire name, like fire. But what do you think of both of those when you think of both of them?
I never considered the parallel because I operated outside of Rock Nation or Rockefeller, like anything rock related. The relationships were there, but the business relationship is new. The chain came before the business. It wasn't after. So we'd all been friends. I had a relationship for years. Like I met Tata in probably 2019, 20, let's say 19. I'm tripping, like 17, that's 16. My years is like they catching up. Like 16 to 17. And we didn't get into business until 2022. So relationship first, business after. The parallel between Not a Cult and what seems like, I guess it seems like a cult.
This whatever, you have the chain. So
It's not a cult to me, it's just, I don't know what it looks like from the outside in. You got to tell me.
It looks like you guys got nice jewelry. Nice chain. And you know, I think you guys are having a blast. That's really what it looks like. It's only one can wonder, and I think that's the beauty in it. You know what I mean? We can only sit back and watch. All we can do is just, we can watch, but you guys are also going to curate what we're seeing, which is also nice because I get to sit here and have my own brand and curate other stuff. And so I'm a good viewer, bro. I love to watch. You know what I mean?
I want to know all the things that come up when people say Rock Nation or Rock Nation artists or Rock Nation infrastructure. I just wonder what comes up. I have no clue. I'm just in the thing that I'm living.
Yeah.
I'm just in the movie, but I'm not a casted character.
I'll say this. I think when you just get so high up that it becomes like you become large. It just becomes larger in life, and then it's everyone's everything. It's gonna be something to you. It's gonna be something to, you know what I mean? And I think that's just beautiful in itself, really.
Touche.
Yeah, I think music-wise, your music feels very cinematic.
Who really afraid of where this goes, even though I know how it ends up and nobody's scared?
Do you see scenes, or do you kind of just hear what you're making?
No, I just hear what I'm making.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I don't think anybody thought you would answer that like that, based on everything else, like I know about you, literally.
Nah, I just hear it. It's
Why
not
is that?
seen. Because visual medium is a visual medium. And I try to dedicate myself to whatever medium I'm in at the time. So I think the people who can hear and see and smell at the same time are really, really talented, but they're probably not incredibly gifted at one sport. I'm a triathlete, but I play the sports at different times. I'm not visualizing what I'm saying or the sounds while I'm making it, because it might work as a visual, but might not work standing alone. Music might suck, and the visual might suck without the music. Everything I make needs to stand alone. You don't have to watch the video, know where I'm going with it, know the storyline. I want you to like it or enjoy it or love it or hate it, and that's a good response too. You hate it or you love it, that's fantastic. The in-between throws me off. But no, even though I'm a visual person and I world build, I do the pairings after. I'll have things playing while I'm recording so that I have things that I can bounce off of, I could borrow from, but I'm not thinking of it as I'm working. Because I'm just trying to get the most honest work. Whatever I'm making, I'm trying to do the most honest thing possible, whatever that means. I try not to start out with like an objective of what this is gonna sound like, because I'll fail. I'm not always that good. It's like I'm playing one-on-one with somebody and I don't have a plan to shoot threes, or I don't have a plan to go to the hole. I'm just looking for opportunity. And if you give it to me, I'm gonna take it. So whatever becomes available, that's a great move. You give me too much space, I'm shooting. You play me too close and I got to step on you, I'm going to the rim. So that's how I approach music, but I'm only focused on what I can do at the time and the best I can do. Then I'll review the tape in the morning, I'll listen to it. I'm like, it wasn't good enough, let's try it again. Sometimes I'm wrong. Sometimes I feel like it wasn't good enough and it was.
How do you know when a song is done?
It was easier to know before than it is now. I used to know because all I wanted to do was be good. Like I wanted it to be really good. Now I have the desire for it to be better than everything else. I wanted a true emotion that was really good. Now I need it to be better than everything else. And that's a really challenging place. I don't know that that's possible. I beat myself up about it. You know, like, it's harder now in my 8th season to do the things that I did in the 1st season, because the weight or the gravity that comes along with it, the experience that tells me what happens next, requires me to go further, do more, make it better. When I was just making songs and I was going on tour with Post Malone for the first time and I was just opening up for him, I was just hopeful. I was hopeful and I was grateful. Now that I've been on my own tours headlining for 5, 6, 7 years, I'm not hopeful or grateful. I'm responsible. It's a very different thing. I know they're gonna show up. I know they're gonna come. I know what they're gonna want. And I cannot let them down, but not just them, I can't fail myself. So as their taste and their demand for me grows, my demand and my expectation for myself grows. So what would have been easy 8 years ago requires me to think about it 30 times more now than ever before. There's much more on the line. I know what it's all connected to. I know when I say that word that 6-year-old over there might hear it. And I had no consideration for that before. Not because I was callous or casual, just because I didn't have the experience. Now I have the experience, and now I think about everything. I know who I have to pay. I know what it means to pay the gaffer. That's just like technical language for people in the production. They understand there's so many tiers. I know with the lighting guy. I know with the I know what the DPs cost.
You even said when we were at one of your listening sessions, kind of talking about when you know a song is done, or are you a perfectionist? And you said you just have too much taste.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Because they weren't there when we were talking about that.
Meaning I know so much and I expect so much, so I know when I'm not impressed. You've been to perfume or cologne stores in your life, right?
Yeah.
Many?
Not as many as you.
No, but many. Many is relative, many.
Mhm.
When you go somewhere and something smells good, you don't question the ingredients. You're like, it smells good, right? That's good. That smells good. I like that. That's great. That's all it's required to be. Great. I've been in so many cologne stores that I can spray the bottle, I can smell it, then I go, yeah, it's great, but it won't last. And it's gonna make my head hurt. I have the experience of going further with the exact same thing that we're all using. So I can tell that it's only good for a moment and it's not good enough. So my taste and my experience has given me so much insight that it becomes sometimes like a burden. Like I know what quality is. So I have to produce it. I've seen too much to give you a throwaway. I know the difference between the H&M dress and the dress that H&M referenced to make the dress.
Not many do.
No. And that's a fortune for many people. Like it's fortunate. You don't want to know that. You don't want the responsibility of knowing that you're doing the fake version of the thing you really want to do. It's hard to be confident walking in a room knowing that you're not the real version of yourself, that you're telling a lie. That shows. I'm not a good liar. I think I've been maybe, I don't know if this came with success or something, but I've been myself for far too long. I'm not good at lying. You're just gonna have to take me as I am. I can't pretend anymore. I'm not creative enough to tell you some shit that ain't really happened. So I gotta smell good. I gotta look good. My lotion gotta be honest.
How has women influenced your music?
I think a lot of my music is about women. But I don't let new people in my life. So I try to avoid the pitfalls that will come with you becoming more visible and more things coming your way. So I'm risk adverse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But lots of my sounds and songs are derived from relationships. It's all relationship related stuff. Sometimes, but I explore all of the whole cycle of a relationship. Lots of the times I'm an asshole. I'm the bad guy. And I'm comfortable with that. And sometimes I'm not. Sometimes they hurt me.
Yeah.
We're all getting hurt in it. Everybody getting hurt. Nobody escapes this thing. Yeah.
Have you ever gotten in a relationship and thought, this will probably, not that you want it to fail, but if it fails, I got something to write about?
Yeah, I can't help but think that.
Yeah. That's a rough thing to think early, but.
All right, so I've been through enough pain that I know what to do with it. I'm not inviting it. I don't want it. But when it comes, when it shows up out of nowhere, I go, well, that's gonna be a great song. Not because I'm planning on using it, because I know my process. When I go to work and I go working on music, everything I've been hiding comes out. So I'm no longer hiding it. So when it happens and it shows up, I'm just prepared for what to do and where to channel it. So yeah, I've been in the space in a thing that I know won't be good, but will still be good for me, even if it's not good to me.
How do you view ownership of your music and how you go into thinking about your deals?
I'm hesitant to say this. I've been too smart. I've been too smart. I've been really smart. And that's not a good thing necessarily. I'm rolling this out real slow because It deserves the type of gravity. I've thought of other people. So I saw all of the artists before me, and I remember watching all the documentaries and the VH1 stories and who got scammed and who got beat and who got taken advantage of and who signed a bad deal. And I remember watching them, trying to learn, because I told you I puzzle piece from the outside in because I had no insider track in them becoming successful. So I had to learn as much information. It was like sneaking into the library when I got a library card, just ear hustling and ruffling through pages. So I saw all of these stories and I made a really clear plan on how to avoid the stories and how to avoid these types of disasters. So my very first deal in music was a publishing deal that I negotiated myself. I hired a lawyer, a professional lawyer, a really good one, and I asked him to stand on the sideline so I could negotiate the deal myself and review the language with me. I said, teach me what I don't know, but don't interfere with what I'm aiming for. So I negotiated the deal, and I was negotiating really tough, and they thought I was an asshole, the people I was negotiating with. And my lawyer would just talk to me at night about the details of what I'm discussing. Like, all right, cool, this is what I want. I know the terms of what I want, but the byline and the fine print, I don't understand that yet. But I'm intelligent enough to read, but I don't know the language, even though if I can read the words, because legal jargon is written in its own language. Mm-hmm. It's a native English speaker listening to Spanish, or native Spanish speaker listening to German. So I just wanted a tutor to tell me what the translation was, even though I know what I was trying to say. So I negotiated my first deal. It was a smart deal. It was a good deal. I got in and out of it in a way that made sense for me, but was not advantageous to my partner, the people I was doing the deal with. So I was so smart that I negotiated strong deal for myself that had very little upside for the person that would be sitting next to me, betting their money and their time. At the time, it was brilliant to do smart business and be shrewd and selfish. And I think in some ways, I've suffered from my ability to scale my product, which is music and art, in the way that I want to astronomically scale it, because the partnerships I've chosen to align with, I haven't been fair enough to allow us both to eat so that they can be excited. They're excited about me and they want to be business with me, but not excited about their end of the business because I don't leave enough for them. And that's the long and the short of, I've been so smart.
And you can see like the sour taste, like
you can see it.
Yeah.
You can see it in the middle of the relationship, at the end of the relationship. You walk in the room and they get excited about you and they're excited about the product, but they won't trade in all of the favors they've been gathering over the last 20 years. They're silently rooting against you, even though they benefit from you. You've seen that before, no?
Yeah,
a
little bit.
I mean, you're in business, but they're wishing you ill. They don't hope that you make it. Even though they profit from you succeeding, they hope you fail.
Gem, you're doing deals, you're negotiating, but what's something negative about the industry that you've noticed?
I don't really know that I could really answer that. I don't know if it's because that I understand that this is just business and this business has its own shortcomings, because I'm in different types of businesses: fashion, music, art, and they all parallel each other with stupid. They all have some of the same pitfalls, even though they manufacture them in different ways. And I don't know if I just accepted this is a standard operation for everybody's column of business, that I don't know how to answer that. I think I've just accepted this too much.
I'm gonna do this for Not a Cult right now, because you're welcome. But so what's coming next? What's next? What should we look forward to? We're itching to know.
The next collection comes out this year. But I feel crazy saying that, because I said it last year. I was supposed to put out 2 collections and I didn't. I put out 1 collection, festival season, and I was supposed to put out the next one, and I didn't. Whatever the excuse is, whatever the reason is, because I know there's a world of people waiting to hear it, you're right. I'll be the bad guy. I'm comfortable being a monster because somebody has to be the monster. somebody has to show up and growl and take their shirt off and be the beast. Because if the movie was just pretty, it would just be a rom-com, and I wouldn't star in that, even though I'd look good. And yeah, they could cast me.
But you're a monster.
I'm a monster in some ways. It's okay to love a monster. So this year, God spare life, inshallah, you have another collection this year, before the end of the year. Full music. I've been actively working on the music. First of all, my audience thinks that because I show up and I'm looking cool in clothes, they think this is all I do. They think all I'm doing is getting fresh, I'm getting fly. They get pissed when they see fashion things or they see anything other than music. They don't realize, and it's not their job to realize. It's not your job. If you are home, your responsibility isn't to accept the load that it takes, the burden that it takes. I'm supposed to relieve your burden. I get that. I started off as an artist and I grew into an entertainer. And in being an entertainer, the responsibility is to entertain. And so that they don't have to carry the pain that I carry. We give them an escape route. I'm supposed to provide a parachute. So forgive me if I haven't provided a parachute lately. It's because I've wanted it to be great. And maybe you don't require it to be great. They don't. They just need it to save their lives. They just need something short. But this year, a collection. Louis in the studio right now at the hotel room, and we're working every day. We've been working every day for years. So this year, I feel really good. Like the music sounds really good. I'm excited. And I always, every time I come to Fashion Week, I get a little bit closer. Because watching the way that they create, the productions they create, like just going to the Willy Chavarria show today, looking at his setup and his mood, I have my phone recording audio, right? Like most people would be at the show recording the video to see the clothes. And I was like, I just turned my voice note on. I was like, yo, the string arrangement is crazy. I need this. This is how I want to start it. This type of audacity, just strings, just theatrics, just energy and emotion. Just give me 45 to 60 seconds here so you know that this is important to me. No words. I'm not going to say anything. This is where it starts. But I only got that idea sitting there watching the show. A show that's about clothes, that's about Willy Chavarria's story and his testimony. I'm going around the world investigating everything I can, perfumes and flowers and sneakers and silks, just so I can put it into the music in a way that they can understand it so it can be something you want for life, as opposed to an outfit you just need for tonight.
And those soundtracks are literally exclusive to the show. So it's, once you leave, it's over. They're being gifted this and you're just, that's A1.
It's amazing.
Making music, putting on clothes, if you know, it's bigger than just that. It lets you discover things about yourself. What would you say you're still trying to find?
Freedom. I'm still trying to find freedom. I might have found it for me, but I haven't found it for other people. I think if you can't take as many people with you when you go and where you're going, then only you got free. And I feel like that. When I look at my circle of friends, the people that I grew up with, people I started with, people that still run into me now, and I can't take them with me. And it's not my responsibility to take them with me, but if I can offer them freedom, I know so many people who would be somewhere else if they could be somewhere else. That means that they would be someone else if they could be someone else. And I've touched freedom enough to know that I'm my true self. It's hard knowing that those people can't come with me while I'm gone. And I can't offer them that. I can offer them insight. So it's the freedom I'm still looking for, the type of freedom that, I don't want to sound super theoretical, but I need as many of us to be free as possible. Free to think, free to do what we want, free to dress the way we dress, free to eat the way we eat. I know niggas that still have never had sushi because they think, imagine still being trapped in a space where you've never had sushi. because you think something of that.
Mm-hmm.
Or the guy who thinks it's not masculine to get flowers. You think a flower says something about you as your humanity it's a rose, it's nice. You don't like nice things? You don't want to smell good?
Mm-hmm.
That's girly? Are you trapped somewhere?
Yeah, programmed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to help as many people as possible that I love escape, rewire themselves, grasp their own freedom, and I'm still wrestling with that. I'm still trying to get to a place where I can offer it to as many people as I can. So that still hits home.
Mm-hmm. 20 years from now, your music is still going to live on. What do you want the discussion to be when people say your name, whether it's music or whether it's whatever? What do you want them to be describing?
I want them to be talking about inspiration. I'd be comfortable, happy. I try not to chase legacy or trace legacy. I don't know what people are going to do. And it'd be a fool's errand to try to envision what I want people to do. But for the sake of these conversations, I'm cool with inspiring a bunch of people to do a bunch of other things that I would have never done. Yo, he was fly. Pull up all the Saints Fashion Week fits. Put them on the wall. That's the inspo.
Mm.
That'd be cool. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Pull up all the videos. Let's watch all the videos while we recording. Or I'm an architect. Let's watch all his videos while I'm working on this new construction that I'm working on. That would be epic. When we were in Milan, I ran into a guy, I didn't know him. He was just a fan. And he said, I've been a fan for like 6, 7, 8 years. And he was giving me his whole story. And I love hearing people's stories because I don't get to hear them. When I'm just putting out music, I don't trust anything I see on the internet. Numbers aren't real. People aren't real. The comments aren't real. It's not real until I show up and I'm on tour. That's the realest part of my job. So I'm there and the guy runs up to me. He said, he's a bag designer or a leather goods designer. He said, I listened to your music when I came up with this collection, this idea to have this brand, and I've been listening intently. He was telling me that my music is niche, and I understood what he meant by niche. He said, because you have to be smart and tasteful in its curation. He was basically telling me I'm Margiela. And I was like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, it's a good reference. I want that. Because I know what that means. That means this greatness is for the people who understand and appreciate greatness. If you just want something that fits around your waist and goes to your ankles, you can get that from anywhere. You want tailoring, you want customization, you want detail, you want to know that somebody cared more than you possibly could, you got to go to somebody that matters. So inspiration, if I leave here and all I left was incredible inspiration, this is just for the world, not like for my family, I'd be like, I was the one, that was cool. Because I think that's the best you could possibly hope for. Because you can't control how they speak your name when you're not here. You hardly can do it while you're here.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, this was off script. I appreciate you for coming. I'm glad we got to share kind of the things we've talked about, and I knew when we be talking at dinner, I'm like, yo, they got to hear this. So this is over the top. So Not a Cult, you're welcome. You know, you got all the info. I heard the album y'all did in this fire. So y'all got that too. Ha ha. And I appreciate you for coming.
Oh,
bro.
thank you, bro.
You already know.
Appreciate you.